Hello YouTube, I'm the Game Pig 617, and this is going to be a two-part video. Real life is away, and my editing software has been a little weird, to be honest. It has problems that I couldn't seem to figure out until today. So, this video is basically going to cover two things. First part's going to be a thank you to my fellow user co-host Botza, and then the second part's going to be my Summer Backlog. But start with the thank you. He sent me a package of Genesis stuff in a DVD. And I had recently picked up a Genesis. I had picked up a few games for it. I've told the story on the podcast before. But anyway, just to get into it and not waste any time, the legacy of Stone Cold Steve Austin. The guy that got me into pro wrestling. The guy that is one of the, probably if not the most popular wrestler out there. And this is pretty much why. This sums up the entire Austin McMahon rivalry. Austin just giving the finger, saying, screw authority, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. It put so many eyes on WWF TV. It was about, well, what is Austin going to do next? What's going to happen next between these two? Just some amazing stuff. Whether it was Austin filling McMahon's Corvette with concrete, where he was driving to the ring on a Zamboni, whether he was making a pillar and piss his pants, made Vince McMahon piss his pants in the middle of the ring. Just amazing stuff. It's a good watch. There's a lot of classic matches on there. Some classic, a few classic early promos of his from ECW, particularly the Steve-O-Mania one, which was hilarious. But yeah, that was the DVD he sent me. Now I'll get on to the games. First one, nothing really to write home about. NHL 95, cheapo, sports game, dime a dozen type of deal. Good little racer one right here by Codemasters, Micro Machines. Really fun little, driving these little mini freaking cars on pool tables and whatnot. Fun. All time, one of my personal favorite arcade games, NBA Jam. Davis Mino, I did a review of the 360 version way back when I started this channel. Because I'd had a YouTube channel before, but I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was uploading so much random stuff. One day it'd be a rant, the next day it'd be just some random video I took while at work, like on 4th of July or whatever, more than whatever the hell it was. But yeah, just fun, classic, 2-on-2 NBA action, just over the top type of stuff I like. Last game, and I didn't drop a game this time. Beavis and Butthead. And then this game came out in '94, and this is about the time Beavis and Butthead really starting to get some notoriety and really starting to have the controversy. Really started to hit him in the ass because, as the show, a lot of people saw sophomoric, a little juvenile humor. These guys get in whatever mischief they can get into. And some of the early episodes were absolutely insane. There was one episode where Van Driesen got run over by a monster truck when he was singing some peace-loving hippie song. It was pretty damn funny, actually. But the cultural impact that this show left on everyone is insane. Because when bands were featured on the show, they would do different bands would do interviews. And they would say, oh, we didn't know we'd hit it big until we were featured on Beavis and Butthead, which is amazing. I mean, for all the, crap the show got, whether it was the humor, whether it was the language, whether it was the content, whether it was, one prime example of this was when Beavis and the Way Down Mexico Way episode, where Beavis and Butthead went with this guy to help smuggle drugs back into the U.S. They had to swallow these condoms full of pills while they didn't tie him off. Obviously, being stupid, or didn't even know to tie him off, and they just get completely hopped up on all these pills, which would kill an elephant. But hey, it's a cartoon. We can get away with whatever the hell we want. And that was one of those episodes that just, and then the most popular controversy is people saying, fire, fire! Saying, and this is one of my favorite controversies because it shows how absolutely nitpicking how people find anything to blame for shit. Some kid burned his trailer down. It was tragic fire, but I don't know if anyone died. I have to look this up, but they the parents blamed the show when they didn't even have cable. Yeah, they didn't have MTV, so how could they watch the show? I think they heard about they would probably parents saw some clip somewhere else and decided to blame it. So yeah, some people just couldn't say fire after that, but they never really told us. Like there's one where he got music, liar, liar, pants on, whoa. Like so they would kind of edge close to it, but not cross that line. So yeah, that's get to the game, which I almost forgot to talk about. This between that and the Super Nintendo version, they're two totally different games. Because the Super Nintendo version is really more of a beat 'em up kind of action, kind of game. You just get from point A to point B, avoid any enemy in the way. The Genesis version acts like more of a adventure game where there's still the options where we're just trying to defeat enemies to get by, but there's also points where it has this adventure game feel where you have to get this item, go do this, and do these items. And like one of them is in the mall where first you pick up a pair of pants on Beavis and Butthead's floor. You go to the mall. You go through two places. You find I think you find the spitwad thing for a weapon, and then your main weapon to begin with is the fart and a burr, which is funny. But then you get a bar of soap and an oil can. You go to the laundromat with the stuff. You open up every washer door except for the last one because you open up the last one before using the oil. This old lady will kill you. Yeah, it makes really doesn't make sense. But adventure games have been known to not make a lick of sense. But so you do that, and you get the washing. You have to collect the 8 pieces of of war tickets that they have to go to the concert, but then they end up the opening cuts because they lose them, and it gets eaten up in his name. Their name is more Tom Anderson. I think yeah, that's the name. And then it ends up sound like Hank Hill. If anyone watched King of the Hill, will recognize and watch this about recognize that voice. So if I made a mistake on the name, will put an annotation saying, "Hey, I screwed up. This is the guy's name." So yeah, so that was the pickup, and then that leads into my actual summer backlog. And Beavis and Butthead is the first game on my list. Go to the game that royally fucked me last year, Skyward Sword. I put about 45 hours into it. I put a little more since the start of this year's challenge, but I've got a guide so I can finish this no problem. So I'm hoping to actually finish this and get this off my damn list. Add it to that wonderful list of completed games. And the last physical game, Rocket Knight Adventures. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I picked it up for $18 in Retrofix, no manual, so just cart and box. But glad to have a box because this game is easily becoming one of my favorites of this era. And as much as I hold Super Mario World and such high praise, that Mario 3 are two of my favorite games of all time. Mario 3 is my favorite game of all time. This is one that makes me wish I hadn't missed out on the 16-bit era because it just it kicks so much ass. I'm at right at the end of the 4th stage of that boss. I'm still kind of punching my way through that, but hopefully I'll have that finished soon because I want to fucking complete this challenge this year. So that does it for the physical games. Now I have 2 download games on my list. One I have since completed the start of the challenge, which I'll get to first, and then the second one is one that has been this on this has been one has been staring me in the face for the last 10 years, and it's not Suikoden, which did stare me in the face for about 11, until I finally could play that a couple years ago. But the second game is, I'll just show the get just cut the footage right now. Now, last year on my Summer Backlog Challenge, I had one downloaded game. This year I have two. Last year I finished Sonic 4 Episode 2 pretty quick. Although this year I'm starting to fall way behind my Backlog Challenge. This is the only game I've actually completed. And this is South Park Tenderman's Revenge. Excuse me. This is basically an action platformer where you play as, and you can switch on the fly between Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Kenny. Each have their own ability. Kenny can do a super jump. Cartman can use his big fat gut to bust through walls. Stan has a football, and Kyle can use his ginger ability. I don't know how else to put it, to get past ginger force fields and stop enemy robots in their tracks. And then they also can turn into a superhero that you get the power to glide or grab on the walls. It's really fun. There's a lot to the game, and it supports 4-player co-op multiplayer, which is nice. Which I would love to try out, because I would love to get a couple friends together and just play the hell out of this. The game's humor is just fucking awesome. It's what you expect the South Park game to be. And while notably South Park games have sucked in the past, this one and the upcoming Stick of Truth are promising. Stick of Truth is going to be fucking awesome. I cannot wait for that game. But we're talking about Tenderman's Revenge right now, and I'm not going to get too far into it. If you haven't played it, download this thing, because it is fucking awesome. And the final game on my Backlog Challenge is Maximo Ghost of Glory. Now, I'd originally picked this game up on the PS2, and there's a whole story. The thing left, I couldn't save past the second set of levels. I had beaten the first boss, but it wouldn't let me save, and then it wouldn't load my data. It left a big chunk of corrupt data on my memory card until a demo disc glitch and wiped it out, along with every other save file on my card, including a 35-hour Final Fantasy X game. But I digress. This game is the spiritual successor to Ghosts and Goblins, and as you expect, it's hard as fuck. I mean, god damn, this game is brutal. It really starts kicking your ass in those first levels, but I had to throw some hard game on my list, and this and Rocket Knight Adventures and Boosting I have certainly qualified. So, that's the Backlog Challenge. And I don't know if you heard of it, I was someone honking their horn. Screw you, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to finish up here. So, that's the Backlog Challenge. Again, thank you, Botza. Pegasus out.